Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Your nighttime, right time DJ Music. And oh, happy day. You see it on the screen. Derek Chauvin found guilty on all three charges. Mandatory time that he's going to have to spend in jail. Notice that look on his face. What's going to happen to you next? How much is the judge going to well, how many years is the judge going to give me? What's he going to sentence me to? People are celebrating. They were waiting for this Derek Chauvin. The black community itself, we all took a collective sigh of relief. Finally, one of you motherfuckers get paid, get what you deserve for killing one of us. Finally, after all these years of blatant disregard for black folks' lives, now you have to face the judge, the jury. And then some folks may say the executioner, because they're going to keep you in PC, that's for sure. Whatever jail that you get put in, Derek Chauvin, they're going to have to keep constant vigil on you for what you did to George Floyd. It's not if you did it. According to the jury, you did it. A jury of your peers. They found you guilty on all three counts. And this is what we all wanted to see.
The era that we're in, the face mask, there was very little reaction unless you're reading the eyes of Derek Chauvin. And I do believe we have video of the actual moment. You won't be able to see much, but here's what we saw.
The permanent records of the 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin, District Court, 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota plaintiff versus Derek Michael Chauvin, defendant. Verdict, count 1. Court file number 27, CR 20-12646. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19.
And that's the reaction from Derek Chauvin as he went through each of the counts.
Above entitled matter as to count 2,
as you can see.
Third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Jury foreperson 019. Members of the jury, I'm now
there you
going to
have
ask
it,
you
Derek Chauvin, his reaction inside that courtroom, of course wearing a mask, which makes it very difficult.
This is what we all was waiting for.
Truly judge
to see you led away in handcuffs.
It seemed
Listen to the cheers, folks.
Calm, and as he was led away from the courtroom, no resistance, and that was in the note.
What could resistance could he give?
Certainly his defense attorney prepared him for the very likely scenario that if he was...
And there it is, as a caption of what's going on in the streets. Black, white, but they'll have you to believe that the country wasn't unified behind what we all saw. You had a defense trying to convince us that we did not see George Floyd get murdered in the streets in front of folks. The dangerous crowd that he was talking about was an old man and some college kids, a little girl, and one younger brother. That was the crowd that he was so afraid of that from 9 minutes and 29 seconds, he stood on the back of a man's neck until he passed away. Nine minutes and 29 seconds. And he thought that there was a defense for that. And there's people in the United States right now that still think that Derek Chauvin acted in accordance with what a policeman should act like. Fuck a policeman. A human being shouldn't act like that. You have to have a blatant disregard for that man that was up under you, to sit on him and watch and feel his body go limp, and you still don't give them the courtesy to put him on his side. The paramedic had to come and almost physically remove your knee from George Floyd's neck. 9 minutes and 29 seconds that man tortured. You tortured that man. Now you're going to get your just desert. You're going to get your reward. And for those of you who think there was a miscarriage of justice by finding by finding Derek Chauvin guilty, because there are some of you, take a look at yourself. Ask yourself, what kind of person am I? Not to see that as a policeman, Derek Chauvin murdered a citizen of these United States in front of us. As a person that's sworn to uphold the law. But then I blame the heads of states too. You know why? Because Derek Chauvin was on the police force for 18, 19 years. And in those 18, 19 years, he had 16 infractions. 16. What job have you folks ever had that you was able to do something wrong 16 times and still keep your job? It's the culture. It is the culture. It's not just Derek Chauvin. There's thousands of other so-called bad apples out there in every police force. They're out there. This is not the first time, and this surely won't be the last, that I'll be reporting on another policeman killing an unarmed black man, or an unarmed black woman, or unarmed black child, and claim that he was in fear of his life. And for those 4 other policemen that was with Derek Chauvin that day, you should be nervous. Because if they found the leader guilty, they might find you guys guilty of some lesser charges, but your fucking day is coming. Y'all sat there and did nothing. You're just as bad as Derek Chauvin. You did absolutely nothing for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. You got to be held accountable for that. You have to be. I heard one reporter say anyone with blood running through their veins that didn't catch a chill watching that video, you're not human. That same nonchalant look that Derek Chauvin had on his face here, this one, is the same look he had on his face, minus the sunglasses, that day he was kneeling on George Floyd with his hand in his pocket. This is the face of a racist. This is the face of someone who believes that the color of his skin makes him superior to anyone darker than him. This is the face of a racist. And until you solve the United States of America, until you solve where this apple grows from, until you chop that tree down, I'll do another story like this. And chances are, sooner than later. I'm out.